Hi, I'm Miss Kristen of the Oosterhout Free Library, and today we're going to learn about Scratch. Not the itchy kind that needs a back scratcher like this, but Scratch and Scratch Junior, which are both free apps that help you learn how to code or to think like a computer. Do you like to watch cartoons or animated movies? Do you like to play video games? Have you ever wondered how they're made? Well, they're made using a computer, and the language that computers understand is what we call code. So people like you and I can program or tell a computer what to do with code, because code is a set of instructions or directions. If you've ever played a game called How Many Steps Before the Queen, where the queen has to give the instructions of take 2 big steps forward or 3 baby steps forward. We're going to play a little game like that, and you can play it with a brother or sister or maybe your parent, but have them stand somewhere either in your room or maybe to get from one room to the other, like the living room to the kitchen. Now maybe if they're across the room, there might be some furniture, and you have to give them directions, and they can only listen to your directions. And those directions are to go left, right, forward, backwards. Now, it sounds kind of easy, but it might get tricky if there's furniture in the way, and you might have to correct your directions because maybe you told them to go in the opposite direction that you thought they were going to go. So pause the video and try it, and then come on back, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about Scratch Junior and Scratch. Did you try it? Was it a little bit tricky? Was it a little bit fun? Or maybe it was a little bit of both. I hope it was a little bit of both. So now I get to tell you all about Scratch. Scratch is the name of this computer code language that was created by people at MIT so that kids from age 5 and up could learn how to think like a computer. They're totally free. I'm going to put the links to the activities and where you can get the apps. You can do it on your tablet or on a computer. And again, I'll put the links in the description box below. And the reason why they call it Scratch is they have this really cute cat that is the mascot of these games, and he is called the Scratch Cat. And now let me introduce you to him. I'll give you a little overview of what you can do, and then the only limits are your imagination. Let's take a closer look. Now, Scratch Junior is for children ages 5 and up. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the app before your family start using it, I'm going to put the links in the description box below to scratchjunior.org. You can learn a little bit more about it under Learn, and it gives another guide to the interface and what all the icons might mean. You just click on them here. You can even touch it in the app. It'll tell you what each one of them do. If you're looking for some beginning activities, you go to the Teach section, and I'll put a link to that as well. And then there's a lot of fun activities like learning how to drive your car across the city, having a cool animal race, and it'll go through step by step. So if we're going to drive across the city, you click on that, and can you make a car drive across the city? It'll tell you what the steps are to choose a new background, and that's the icon you would press. And then you'd find the city, and you'd click OK. And as you can see, it gives you step by step how to change characters, how to choose what kind of car that you want, how to make it a different size, and so forth and so on. And there are a lot of other activities that are included here, including the dance party, which is kind of fun, which includes sound and motion. And yes, you can record your own sound. So let me show you what the app looks like. So here's Scratch Junior, and you can see here we're on the home page where you get all your projects that you can create. You can look over here in the book, and that gives you a little bit more of that information that I just showed you, including the interface and the blocks, what the different blocks are, and triggering blocks, motion blocks, directions, and so forth. And if you had questions or were looking for activities and some sample projects, they have that right underneath the question there. But if you go back to the home, you could start a project, and here's a project that I started. And I put out these directions. Now I put a repeat, so I didn't have to keep on repeating the same left, right, just to get our Scratchcraft to go from the different stepping stones through the park. And when I hit the flag, the green flag, this is what will happen. Pretty cool. So if you go to the home and you want to start a new project, you just click there and you start out with a whole blank slate. Or like I said, you can always go to this question mark. It has other sample projects, or like I previously showed you, some other fun activities that you can do with Scratch Junior, including telling your own story in some of these. So here we have the Scratch app. Well, it's different than the Scratch that you see on the desktop, but it does give you the basics of how Scratch works. So you see there's lots of different lessons here, and we're going to start with lesson 1. And this lesson will give you step-by-step instructions on how to get Lily here to the coin. And so we have to start, and it's going to give you directions on what to do. And we're going to click an event, and when the flag is clicked, it's going to start. We're going to press continue, and we're going to add a motion to move 10 steps, but 10 steps are too many. So now we have to change it to the number of steps, and it tells us that that's 4. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, done. And then we're going to hit that green flag, see if we are correct. Oh, we did it. So now we need her to turn right, and touch it. And then we're going to go down to run the program. See if it's right. Yep. And we're going to turn left. And then, let's see, 10 is too many, so we need to change it to 4. And then go ahead. And we've done it. Here's the Scratch website where you can do even more Scratch activities and see what others are making in Scratch, and even remix them if you find one that you like. So to do that, you can join and sign in. That'll save your work so that if you come back next time, you can continue in your project. But today we're going to start creating. You don't really have to sign it. It just will not save your work. So we're going to start creating here. And when you start creating, it'll give you a little introduction, and you'll see right in the middle there's a video that will play.
With Scratch, you can make your own stories, games, and animations. Let's start by grabbing a move block.
And it'll give you this step-by-step tutorial that you can watch. And then if you click right over here on tutorials, you'll see a whole bunch of cool things that you can do, projects. Getting started is where we were. I like to animate a name or even make some music and tell a story. And there's, as you see, countless different activities that you can do, all in Scratch. You can also explore other creations and that other people have. These are creations that other people have made, such as Ninja Cat and other games. I included a couple games in the links below, but there's a lot there to look at. So let's click on Ninja Cat to see what it's about. So you see with Ninja Cat, it's a fun game with different levels. I'll include a link to it in the bottom. And see, we get all the books. Yeah, we got them. And then we can stop it. If you want to see what the code looks like inside, you can click inside, and then it shows you all the code that the person made. If you're signed in, you can remix it, which means it makes a copy for you to explore and see if you can improve or even change the game. So you can see there's lots of cool things that you could do with Scratch. I'll put the link to this in the description box below. Hope you have fun with scratching. And if you have any questions, you can always feel free to email us at the included email.